So, you come to me in your time of need because you want to know how to do well in your A-levels. But let me ask you this. When have you ever showed me any respect? When have you ever extended your hand out in friendship? When have you ever said, "Hi Mr. Halal man, I really like your beard"? Never. What's that, Mr. Fluffy? You think I should show forgiveness with these people? Well, you're lucky Mr. Fluffy is so kind. Take a seat, Mr. Fluffy. You see, I am willing to forgive you. I am willing to help you. Willing to share the profound knowledge I have acquired over the past 2 years. So when it comes to A-level results day, you can say to your parents, "Ami ji, Abu ji, look, I've passed. There's no need to send me back home to Pakistan." Instead, you can get your results, hold them high up in the air and say, "The champ is here!" Oh, I'm sorry if I scared you, Mr. Fluffy. What's that, Mr. Fluffy? Would you like to take a quick nap before we help these people? Right. Good night to you too, Mr. Fluffy. Yes. Of course I love you too, Mr. Fluffy. Oh, assalamu alaikum, bonjour, ni hao, hola, hu jambo, marhaba. Whatever language, whatever religion, age, gender, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. We're going to make everybody feel welcome here, innit? Because, you know, we have that community cohesion, that GCSE key term I got taught at RE. But, you know, that was before the whole specification changed, before everything got bare harder, just crazy, madly harder. And you see, that's the whole point of this video. There's a crazy jump from GCSE to A-level. And seriously, yeah, on a level. On A-level, get a bit of pun on that. But yeah, A-levels are just completely different compared to GCSEs. So I want to share some tips with you guys on what I did to get the grades that I did, and some extra tips I found online. And I'm not talking down to you or anything, I just want to talk to you as somebody who's been through what you're going through, who's felt the same stress, difficulties, and somebody, you know, who just wants you to pass and do well and become successful. Because as they say in Islam, love for your brother what you love for yourself, innit? So here's a few tips on how to do well in your A-levels, hopefully. And I think a quick sorry is due because I haven't posted in a while. If you want to keep up with me and you want some more reminders, follow me on social media. But as well as sorry, here is a big times 1,000,000 thank you, because we finally hit 100 subscribers. So yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, it means a lot, and alhamdulillah. But I'll post a separate video about that. And if you're wondering about the top, smile sunnah. Sunnah basically means the way or tradition of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and smiling is something that he used to do a lot. So when you smile in Islam, you actually get rewarded for it. I mean, spreading that positivity, spreading some religious vibes, so it's all good. I mean, look at that beautiful thing, smiling and getting rewarded for it. Yeah, so let's get into it, lads, let's go. So yeah, into the video. And if you've noticed, we've got the WWE title in the background. I mean, my little brother just came and he was like, "Bro, you're not gonna put that in your background?" I'm like, "Safe, why not? He got it for me for my birthday. Sick guy, love him, inshallah, good things come his way." And into the video, tip number 1, use your study periods. Like seriously, just use them, man. Like, I don't know, they might be called something different in your school, but they're basically sessions where you don't have a lesson, but your timetable to come in and do some work. And seriously, the whole point of that thing is do some work. I mean, I come in, I see people, yeah, just sitting around with their friends, just gossiping, talking about whatever, I don't know, the football match. Speaking of which, Liverpool smashing it so far this season. But yeah, if you use your study periods, they are honestly a gift. You get work done, yeah, and in the long term, it's going to help you so much. It's just unbelievable. From the get-go, from the beginning, just start using your study periods. Use them to do work, use them to make revision notes, use them to do whatever you can to help you in the long term. And honestly, yeah, you're going to benefit so much. And also your free periods, like free periods, people just think, you know what, yeah, free, I'm just going to go home, I'm going to chip, there's no need for me to stay back here in school. But you know, even your frees, innit? Start using your frees. And because, for example, if you've got a study and then a free and then a lesson, it makes sense to just stay in school and just do some work. So yeah, use your frees, use your studies. They're gonna help a lot, and I mean a lot. So use them to your advantage. Tip number 2, peace and that, peace, love, respect. But yeah, tip number 2, start working from day 1. And by that, I don't mean doing hours and hours at the start of year 12. But there's a statistic, and it says, if you go over information that you've learned the same day or close to the time you learn it, you are 80% more likely to remember it than if you were to say, for example, go over it a month later. So 80%, man, that's a big number. And so yeah, say for example, you've just been to school, you've had your lessons, come home, have some rest, eat, have a shower, read your namaz, whatever you need to do. But on that same night, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, or even the next day, but I wouldn't risk it, because if you go next day, you can be like, oh, next day. Best thing on the day, towards the end of your day or whenever you can in the evening, just go over what you have learned. And that way, you are more likely to remember it. It's going to stay in your long term, and doing that is going to help you a lot. And doing that is actually a lot better than revising as soon as you get told you got a test, because by that time you've probably forgotten most of the information you've learned. And for example, you've got all these other study YouTubers like Untitled, who says that once she used to have a lesson, she used to go home and make flashcards on the same day. So there you go, man, just bit by bit, every day, just do it, and Insha Allah it'll pay off. Tip number 3, sit at the front of the class. If you sit at the front of the class, you're less likely to get distracted. You're not looking at everybody in front of you thinking, what are they doing? You're focusing on yourself, you're focusing on your own work, and plus the teacher's right in front of you. So if you want to ask a question, you can easily ask a question. And study shows that the front 2 rows are 30% more likely to do better in exams. So when people come into, New Year, they be like, you know what, let's sit at the back, they're going to be cool and that sit at the back. No, don't do that, sit at the front of the class. Number 4, remember, your teachers are there to help you. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to ask your teachers. And the likelihood is, if you don't understand something, somebody else probably doesn't understand. So be that person who asks the teacher and helps everybody else out. And if you're ever stressed, confused, worried, remember, your teachers are the ones who are going to be marking your exam papers in class, and they know what you need to do to get the best marks. So always feel free to go ask them for help, and I'm sure they'll be happy to help. Number 5, friends. From year 11 to A level, you're going to lose friends and you're going to make friends. But you need to choose your friends wisely, because your friends are going to have a huge impact on your life and your success in your exams. They're either going to be there to distract you, put you off topic, or they can be there to motivate you, make you work harder, and make you become your best self. And this is not just about exams, this is life in general. The people you surround yourself with will have a huge impact on you. So choose your friends wisely. Be friends with people who you know are going to help you and who are good company and a good influence. So yeah, friends, pick them wisely. Next point, grades. And as I've said in a previous video, check it out if you haven't, you are not your grades. And to be honest, think about it. A pass at GCSE is a C, and at A levels is an E. That's already a big difference. And to be honest, a lot of people get an E or a D at the start of year 12. And that can be really upsetting, especially if you're someone at GCSEs who would get A's and B's. But you know what? That E or a D, do not let it put you off. Use it as motivation to do better and work harder. And to be honest, even I got a D at one point. So yeah, don't be put off by it. Don't be upset. Work harder. And remember, year 12 is only the beginning. You'll get better throughout. Keep working. And even if it's, for example, not straight away, you're getting better, just keep going at it. Next tip, remember, class notes are not enough. Once you've taken notes down in class, go home, open your textbook and add some additional notes to push your grade up. So don't just rely on your class notes. Get your textbook, add some extra notes so you can get the best grades that you can. Next one, don't just copy off the board. A lot of people, when they're in lessons, they just copy without even thinking about it, what's been written on the board. Don't do that. If there's something on the board that you need to copy down, stop, read the sentence first, and then once you've read it, then write it down. Because that way, you're thinking about what you're writing and you're more likely to remember it and understand it more. And if you, for example, have copied off the board but the teacher is still talking, don't just stop there thinking, oh, I've done now, there's no need to do any extra work. Write down extra points your teacher is adding, because often they add really useful information that you can put into your exam. For example, look, I've got a piece of work here. As you can see, extra information on the sides as the teacher's talking. I see all these arrows and stuff. That's not what's on the board. That's the extra stuff that the teacher is adding while they're speaking. So if you've done copying off the board, don't just switch your brain off. Keep listening to the teacher, writing down extra notes, because that's going to really help you when it comes to your exams. And obviously, if the teacher is going a bit too fast for you, raise your hand and don't tell them, and don't be afraid to tell them to slow down. Next, do all your homework and treat each mini test or class test as an actual exam. This will make sure that you fully understand the topic and you're fully prepared for if the question would actually come up in an exam, because you're going to get feedback from your teacher, and that feedback and the essays or work that you've done make great revision resources. So put 100% effort into all your homework and all your class tests. Next one, organization, and this is key. At the end of every lesson, make sure you file your work into your folder, and if that means staying back an extra minute so you can put it into your folder, do it. Because honestly, if you do that, all your folder, the work in your folder is in the right place, the right order. You're not going to have random pieces of paper in your bag, and when you come to revising, you're not going to spend hours trying to figure out what goes where, which section is this piece of paper from. So file your work at the end of your lesson. I mean, I used to do that. I used to be the last one to leave the class. Did it matter? No. I've got my folder sorted. I know where things are. So file your work as soon as you can, literally at the end of the lesson. And on the topic of organization, dates. No, not boyfriend, girlfriend, man. Forget about that, yeah? Dating as in putting the date on your piece of work. And you may be thinking, bro, this ain't primary school. I don't need to put no date on my piece of work. Yes, you do. Because say, for example, something happened and like your folder falls apart, because trust me, it does happen. It's happened to me, happens to other people. Then you know exactly when you did it and where it's going to go back into your folder when you're putting your work together, and it's going to make things real easier. And if you want to top that up, put the number on each piece of paper, so it's going to make it even more easier. So yeah, number your pieces of paper, put the dates on, and thank you to my English teacher for telling me that. So one is folders. Don't make the mistake I did and buy these teeny weeny folders. I'm like, oh look, they're so cute, look at these, I can put my work in here. Honestly, you can't. You're gonna get so much work at A levels, and this is just gonna fill up so quickly, they're gonna end up having to buy another folder. So you know what? Buy these bad boys, man. Look, arch lever folders, look at the size of that. You can fit so much work in there. And plus you've got this thing which pushes down the work and it makes things easier. You can fit more in. So get one of these arch lever folders, it'll make things easier. And of course, file dividers. Just separate your work. You know where things are, and you're not going to waste time looking for your work when you're revising. And this next tip about plastic wallets goes back to my old head of sixth form, Miss Lazenby, who told me do not put loads of pieces of paper into one plastic wallet. Because if you have loads of pieces of paper in one plastic wallet, you're hardly going to look at it unless you take them all out, and then it's going to be all over the place. Anyway, if you have one per plastic wallet, or if you don't use plastic wallet, while you're flicking through your folder, because to get to your most recent work or whatever, while you're flicking through, you can see each piece of paper, and it acts like a quick revision triggering, and you'll be like, ah yeah, I remember doing that piece of work. So yeah, try to avoid putting loads of pieces of papers into one plastic wallet. Still on the topic of organization, carry these bad boys with you, a hole puncher and a stapler. Seriously, you have these, you're gonna be like the most popular person in class, because like everyone's gonna need a hole puncher to hole punch the sheets that the teachers give out. So carry one with you. It's gonna make things easier for yourself, and it's gonna make things easier for others. Next one, shall I tell you later? Nah, I'll tell you now because it fits in with what I'm gonna say, and that is, do not procrastinate. Just do your work when you get it, because if you leave it towards the end, you know you're not going to put as much effort in, you're not going to put as much time in, it's not going to be as a good piece of work, and it's not going to be as good as helping you revise when you need it. So don't procrastinate, do it as soon as you can. And also, make things easy for your teacher. I mean, do you know how awkward it is like when your teacher asks a question and the whole class is just there in silence? I mean, just answer the question. It's going to make things easier for your teacher, it's going to make things easy for you, things are just going to move on a lot quicker. And while you're at it, have a good teacher-student relationship, because if you have a good student-teacher relationship, it's going to make learning a lot more fun. It's going to make you work harder because you don't want to let your teacher down. So for example, when you come to lesson, ask them about the weekend, smile and say hi when you walk past them in the corridor, and yeah, just try your best, because to be honest, that's all they want from you. I mean, the way I used to go about it, I used to tell my teacher jokes. They weren't really good jokes, but you know, it's building that bond kind of thing. I'll tell you one now. I mean, if any of my teachers are watching this one's for you. So, how do you speak to giants? By using big words? You probably won't laugh at that. I mean, if you do, bear love, but I'll probably just add some laughing in the background, innit? Make me sound like I'm a funny guy. But yeah, and to be honest, you know, when you go into sixth form, right, there's a bit of a gap. Like, before when you were in year 11, it used to be like student-teacher, but in A level, like, that gap is gone. You're more like on a level with each other, and you can have a laugh with each other, so make the most of it. I mean, my RE teacher, Miss Halfpenny, she went through a lot because me and my friends used to annoy her all the time, but she was always up for a laugh, and teachers honestly will be more open at A level, so enjoy it, take advantage of it, have fun. And if you have a part-time job, don't let it come in the way of your studies. I mean, think long term. Deferred gratification, as they say in sociology. Better grades, better uni, better job, more money. Simple. So yeah, don't let your part-time job get in the way of your studies. Keep working hard. And avoid all the drama that comes with school life. I mean, it's unnecessary, you don't need it. You're better off just focusing on your schoolwork, keep yourself to yourself and avoid all this unnecessary drama. And also, relationships. I mean, you don't need me to tell you twice it's haram, but honestly, it's just coming from me, I think it's just a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of effort. I mean, just focus on your studies for now and inshallah get married later down the line. I had a friend who was in a relationship and once they got out of it, they said that it was easier for them to focus on the work, they were more productive, even more happier. So yeah, I mean, coming from me, advice I would just say avoid relationships and just try focusing on your work. Also, motivation, because there's going to be days where you're just going to be like, I seriously cannot be bothered. But you need to keep reminding yourself, why are you doing it? Is it for the grades, to get a good job, make some money, to buy yourself a house? Whatever the reason may be, just keep thinking about it and hopefully, inshallah, it will help you. I mean, for me, I wanted to do it for my parents. I wanted to make my mum happy. I want to do it for my children. So when my children grow up, I've got an education. I can help them. And plus they're going to be like, my dad did good. So I want to do good as well. Because to be honest, if you don't put the effort in, like what's going to stop your kids from turning around and be like, you didn't bother in school, so why should I? I mean, sometimes you need to think that far down the line. And also for my future wife, so she knows, well, at least I've married someone who's works hard, someone who's done good with their results and good in life. So have motivation, whatever that motivation might be. I mean, you could have some inspirational quotes on your folder or whatever. I mean, my sister made me this. She put some quotes on it. Don't call it a dream, call it a plan. Or as my cousin's favourite quote, the body achieves what the mind believes. So have some positive quotes or whatever. Or if you want all your goals in life, write them on a piece of paper and have them on your folder next to your bed. When you wake up in the morning, you'll be reminded, right, this is what I'm doing for, this is what I want in life. So it's going to keep motivating you to keep going that extra, do the extra bit of work, extra bit of revision so you can get far in life. So your timetable, a quick and cheeky tip is to have your school timetable as the background to your phone. So there you go, when you just want to check your timetable, phone, that's it. I know where I'm going because it's the background of my phone. I will show you my phone, but I'm using it to record. But my background, have some namaz times as your background in it, so that way you know when the namaz timings are in it. Keep smart. Buy yourself an under 19 bus card because it will make bus trips so much easier and cheaper. You can buy bus tickets for half price. I mean, even if you do not use the bus, just buy it. It costs only £5 to make and you never know when you're going to need it. So buy a bus card. It's going to help you and save you a lot of money. When making notes from the textbook, don't just copy textbook word for word because seriously, there's no point. So try adapting the words, put in your own words, and make sure you include the key things because when it's in your own words, it's easier to remember, easier to understand. So yeah, own words. And now it is time for the highlight of the video, yeah? But yeah, if you're going to be someone that highlights, make sure you do it right or else it's not going to be effective. Because you know what they say, when you highlight a page of notes and the page is looking brighter than your future, no, we don't want that. You want a bright future, innit? So if you're going to highlight, do it right. The way I used to do it is I used to use different highlighters representing different things. So, and I used to make a key and I used to stick to that key. I would have a highlighter for key studies, one for evaluation, key dates and the different things I needed depending on the subject, and I would use different colours to highlight them. But if you don't know how to highlight effectively, a good method is first, before you even pick the highlighter up, drop it, just make sure first you read the paragraph first without highlighting it, yeah? So that way it's already in your head what the paragraph is about and what the main ideas are. Next, you read it again, this time you highlight the main points. So that's step 1, step 2, step 3, once you've highlighted the main points, just read it again and from the highlighted points, make revision resources, flashcards, mind maps, or whatever you, bullet points, whatever you need to revise. So make sure if you're using highlighters, you use them correctly. And also remember your namaz. When it comes to winter time in school, make sure you be reading your Zohar namaz at lunch, and when you come home as well, make sure you do not be missing your namaz. So always, as well as your revision, make sure you keep on reading your namaz, inshallah. School bag, you're going to need a school bag that's actually really spacious because you're going to need to put a lot of folders and textbooks in there. So choose a bag that's actually spacious instead of one that just looks good. You know, knowledge over fashion or brains over beauty, as I sometimes say. My school bag for the coming year, stars, you know, always, you know, maybe some reminder to always shine bright or be a star, whatever, I don't know. And as you can see, bare space and that. So yeah, get a spacious bag so you can put all your stuff in and make things easy for yourself. plan your studies, so when you come to your study sessions, you know what work you're doing and you're not wasting time. Because I've seen people come to study sessions and they've been like, I want to do a subject from this work, but I've left the folder at home. So if you have a study and you know you're going to be working in school, think about what subject you have and also what work you're going to do while you're doing your study, so you can bring all that work together and you can do your work and work efficiently and productively and not waste time. Bring some extra food, because you know what, sometimes you do get hungry and a bit of extra food can make you feel better and get rid of that hunger. And plus, right, something really nice to do, when I used to have studies with my friends, I know he used to get hungry, so I always used to bring a packet of biscuits or a packet of crisps, like those big ones, or some chocolates that we could share in, and it keeps that bond strong. So do nice things like that, like bringing food for other people when you're working. So yeah, food. Bursary. It's basically extra money or funding you get depending on your parents' financial circumstance. So if you can apply for it, because you might be entitled to that extra bit of money and it can help you out. And if you do get that money, spend it wisely. Don't just spend it all on money or clothes, but use the money wisely. Driving lessons. During sixth form, you're going to turn 17, and that age you can start taking driving lessons. Personally, I recommend start taking lessons as soon as you can. The sooner you get it over with, the better. And even if you don't plan on driving for a while, just get it done, because it takes some weight off your shoulders. But as soon as you're 17, you can do your theory. So even before you're 17, start revising for your theory. So as soon as you turn 17, you can just pass your theory. And also, my sociology teacher, Mr. Button, recommended, if it comes to the time where it's January, year 13, and you have not yet passed your driving, just let it go for a while. Let it go, Frozen. But yeah, just leave it for a while, because basically you're going to have a lot of revision and it's going to become really stressful if you're focusing on your A-levels as well as your driving, because you're going to have your exams in mind, A-level exam, but you're also going to have your mind, oh, I've got a driving exam coming up, so I need extra lessons. You're going to miss school, and then if you, for example, don't pass your driving, it's going to be like even more headache on you, because now you're going to be feeling low, you're going to be feeling bad, you're not going to have the motivation to revise for your exams. So think wisely what you're going to do when it comes to driving lessons. The next number, I don't even know what number we're on anymore, but yeah, specification. Have a specification for your subjects and have it at the front of your folder, so you know exactly what you need for the exam and what things you need to go over prior exam time. So when it comes to revision, you know exactly what to do. Something else that you could try is reading the relevant section of the textbook the night before or just before your lesson. So when you go into lesson and you're learning this new content, it's not going to actually be new to you, because you've already just gone through it a bit, and anything that you haven't understood in the book when you've been doing it before the lesson, you can come in to the lesson and ask for clarification on anything you don't understand. Something really good I think our school taught us was that they made us connect our school email to our phones, and that was actually really efficient and effective. Because say for example, your head of year needs to send you an email, you'll get notified on your phone straight away, just like you'd get a Snapchat or an Instagram notification, so you'll know straight away if something's up. And same if your teachers need to message you, or even if you need to email your teachers, right, you can just easily email. You don't have to worry about going on the laptop, logging in, typing your details. You can just easily message them, email them from your phone, and it makes things a lot easier. So yeah, just connect your email to your phone, and also it's going to benefit later in life, because once I started working, same thing, they just work through email. So if they need you for work or something, they're going to email you, and if you got your notification, that's it, you know straight away when you need it. Or if they're asking for extra jobs or an extra shift, you can message straight away and get that extra shift. So yeah, it's very beneficial. Connect your emails to your phones. Unless necessary, try avoiding taking pictures of the slide on the board. Instead, actually copy the information down into your textbook, because realistically, if you take a picture, what are the chances that you're actually going to go home, pull out your phone and then copy the notes into your book? It's very low, and probably you're not going to do it. And to be honest, you're just going to have pictures of random work in your gallery. So best thing to do is do not rely on taking pictures, just do the work in class and be as productive as you can, because the more you do at class, the easier things are going to be for you when you get home. Go to as many open days as you can, because seriously, there's only so much you can learn from a university website or a university book about their courses. Actually going to the university will help you realize which university you want to go to and which course you want to actually pick. And Miss Pickering, she taught me to do that, and it made me realize exactly which course I want to do and at which uni. So yeah, attend as many as you can, because they do actually make a big difference. Attendance. This is a pretty obvious one, but still needs to be said. because there's going to be days where you just feel like having a lie-in, or you're going to be in school at lunch and one of your mates like, come on bro, let's go for a lunch, forget the afternoon lessons. And you know what, you might not think it's a big deal, but every lesson you miss is a big deal. The more lessons you attend, the more knowledge you're going to have, and the more help you are going to get to do well in your exam. It's all well telling your friends to take notes, but honestly, sometimes unless you're actually there, it doesn't really help, because having the notes and actually being there are two separate things. Trust me, you need to be there and not just rely on notes. But if one of your friends says to you, bro, I can't be bothered today, can you take some notes for me? Firstly, if you say yes, then trust me, I'm sorry to say, you are not being a good friend, right? You need to tell your friend, no, I'm not going to take notes to you. You need to bring him to class, make sure he understands how important it actually is coming to lessons and doing the work. Because to be honest, you could be that guy or girl, gender equality, to help that person getting a pass or getting a fail. So do not, just because you're there, your friends, do not be scared to tell them the harsh reality and what it is. Help them by making them do the work. And a bit of a grown-up message here, but clothes. Be careful about the clothes that you wear, because at the end of the day, you need to remember, right? Sixth formers, teenagers, hormones, and try avoiding wearing tight clothes. And it's not just, I'm not talking just to the girls here as well, I'm talking to the guys as well, because obviously personally from Islam it's wrong for guys to wear tight clothes as well. So just be mindful about the stuff you're wearing at the end of the day, because it can be to some people a little bit distracting, if you get what I'm trying to say. So just be careful in that way, because at the end of the day you need to remember this is a school environment, you're here to learn. So just be careful. I mean, people don't think about these kind of things, but they actually do impact some people. So yeah, inshallah, just be careful about what you wear. Do not compare yourself to others. I know sometimes, and a lot of students do this, they compare themselves to other students to see if other people are getting better grades than them, getting worse than them. But it doesn't matter what other people are getting, yeah? You do not compare yourself to them. As long as you're putting your 100% in, you're putting your effort in, that's what matters. So you keep working hard and don't be comparing yourself to others and putting yourself down like that. Have a group chat with the people in your class, because as Mr. Button says, one of the best revision sources you have is each other, the people in your class. Now, we had group chats for our subjects, like sociology. What we used to do, if someone didn't know what the homework was, they would ask in the group. Someone didn't know how to answer a question or how to answer an essay, they would ask in the group, and then somebody would reply. And you know what, if we would take it further, like me or somebody else, we would just ask random questions about the stuff we're learning, the stuff we have learned. So then somebody else would reply. So that way you're constantly revising, you're constantly going over the stuff that you've learned before, and that way it helps you stay on top of all your work. And we also had a rule in the group that you didn't even have to talk. You could just read the messages, because as long as you're reading the messages, it's going to be an effective way to revise. So yeah, group chats are effective. Make group chats with the people in your class so you can help each other learn. But don't be doing one of those cheeky things and just, you know, privately messaging Mariam or someone on the side, yeah? If your name's Mariam, I'm sorry, but yeah, focus on the group chat of actually work. So when you're doing work, you stick to the work. Next couple of tips are going to be specifically for year 13 students. Now obviously, I didn't say these earlier, because you need to keep in mind everything I've mentioned before this, you need to do in year 12 as well as year 13. So on top of all that's been mentioned before, these are a few tips for year 13. Now, one of the biggest things that's going to determine your year 13 and your beyond that university and stuff is your predicted grades. When you go back into school in September, find out what your predicted grades are early. Do not leave it till the last minute, because if your predicted grades are not high, it's going to stop you from getting into perhaps a uni you want to get into, or the course you want to do. So in September, say for example, you didn't do well in year 12 summer mocks, so you may have low predicted grades. What that means, in September, as soon as school starts, year 13, you need to put your head down, start working hard and do all that you can. Doing extra essays, extra pieces of work to show the teachers that you can actually achieve higher than what they predicted you. I had a friend who's predicted a C in a subject, and extra essays, extra homework, giving the teacher to mark, and they moved up his predicted grade to a B, and at the end he did get a B. And the results there, the teacher said, well done, you wanted that B, you got that B. But you know what, it was hard work that he put in. And teachers are not going to easily move up your predicted grades unless you can confidently show them that you are capable, more capable than what they predicted you. So work hard, put your effort in and show them what you can do, because you're going to need to do that. And as well as 17, you're going to have that special age, 18, where you can legally do stuff now. But personally, I'm not about that drinking and partying life. But if any of you guys are, just be careful. I know you're going to be excited, you can finally do all this stuff you couldn't do before, but don't let it affect your studies. Keep in mind that you still need to work hard, you still need to revise, so yeah, just be careful about that. And don't be afraid to say no. Saying no does not make you a bad person. If you got work to do and, for example, your friends are asking you to go out, I mean, they're not going to stop being your friends because you're saying you're busy, you got work to do. And if they were really your friends, they'd be happy you're doing that work. So don't be afraid to say no and put yourself first, because you need to do that sometimes in life. It's okay to say no sometimes, because you need to remember your health and your well-being and your happiness is also important. So sometimes you just need to put yourself first. And while we're on that, remember positive mindset and mentality, because to be honest, you could be the smartest person in the world, but if your mental health is not in the right place, then it's not going to really help you much. So make sure you're always looking after your mental health. Make sure you're always thinking positive. If things go wrong, try to not let it overtake you. Try to look at the positive side of things and just keep working, keep going, guys. Never give up, man. Come on, man. How many times am I gonna stutter? But yeah, alhamdulillah. Career advisors. Many schools offer a career advisor, but people don't take advantage of that. So if you're unsure about what you want to do after sixth form, if you want to go to college, if you want to do an apprenticeship, go to your career advisor and speak to them. They can actually provide you with information that you may not have been aware of, and that can actually change your perspective of what you want to actually do in the future, and they can actually help you a lot. So if you're unsure about anything, speak to your career advisor. Use your summer break. Those summer holidays from year 12 to year 13 are not summer holidays, right? To the rest of the world, they're summer holidays, but to you, they are a summer break. What does that mean? You're taking a tiny break. So you're not going to stop working, you're not going to stop revising, you're just going to take it easy, but you're going to still make sure you're doing work so you can stay on top of things. And that's another important thing you need to do in year 13. You need to make sure that you can stay at the top of your year 12 work. So every now and then, keep going over a bit of what you did in year 12 so that you don't forget it all come year 13 summer. And a big help for that is actually using your summer holidays before you start year 13 to fully revise your year 12 content. So when you go back in year 13, at least you can be on top of your year 12 content. So yeah, those summer holidays, yes, take a break, but do not just stop doing work. Have fun, relax, but make sure you keep working hard. You honestly need to use them summer holidays. Oh well, yeah, summer break. Sleep. Make sure you get some decent sleep. At times it is going to be difficult to get that good night's sleep, but try your best to make sure that as well as your work, you get some sleep, because you also need to look after yourself, as mentioned before. So don't leave your homework the night before, staying up till 1, 2, 3, who knows how long, doing your homework. Try getting it done early so you can sleep well, because if you don't sleep well, you won't be able to concentrate in class. You're not going to be able to focus. You probably won't even get any work done, and you're going to have a really bad headache, because it's happened to me. I've done that before. So make sure you don't be doing them late night things. The personal statement. The 4,000 characters that take so long to do, but is very important. So you know what you need to do when it comes to your personal statement, right? Because universities, they're not just looking at your grades. They want to know what makes you stand out compared to everybody else who's predicted similar grades. So what you need to do, right? You need to show you have a passion and interest for the subject you're applying to at uni. So say for example, you apply for health and social, right? You could volunteer, do some work experience at a care home, helping people with special educational needs or whatever. Just put in something that's going to help you get that course at university. And I think one of the best things our school did is they made us do these things they call enrichments, which was basically giving our time to doing stuff that wasn't just related to studies. For example, what I did was I helped people with special educational needs with their reading. So I'd go in once a week and help them reading, and you know what, I loved it. I could help them, I helped them read, I helped them improve their learning. I had fun with them as well, because you know it's good having a laugh, making sure they have fun. So going that extra bit. And also, what was it, yeah, I dressed up as a snowman as a fair one day for some primary school, and it's actually really fun. So all the extra stuff you can do that just not based around your school subjects is what the university is looking for, and it can go beyond your university, because you can put that stuff not just on your personal statement but your CV. I mean, something else that was important was that we did was helping the younger years in a particular subject. So say for example you're doing an A level in a certain subject, you can help the younger years in that same subject. When you do have a lesson you've got a free or you've got to study, ask your teacher if you could do that. Like go help out in their lesson, because you're getting that extra experience, showing that you're going above and beyond what everybody else is doing, to show that you're actually interested in the subject. You actually got you're using your own initiative and you're thinking outside of the box. So do something different to help you, not just with your personal statement but life in general, because you know this extra stuff that makes life a bit more fun, innit? You get me? And during A levels you're actually going to grow a lot, because you're going to have a lot more free time, you're going to have more responsibilities. So as you're growing, just be careful about the person you're becoming. Be someone who you're going to be proud of. Be someone who you want your kids to be. Someone who's a good role model for the younger years and for your siblings. So when you grow, you can grow into a beautiful person, inshallah, yeah? So be careful of your growth. And you know what? Enjoy it. Because seriously, 6th form was the most stressful, difficult time there was. And I would not repeat it again. But it was also some of the best moments I've had in my life. I've made great memories, I've made great friends, I've grown so much as a person, I've discovered more about myself, who I am, and it's just been an overall good experience. So enjoy it, make most of it, enjoy the freedom, enjoy growing up, because honestly, once you're going to grow, you're going to look back on these moments and they're going to be like, yeah, these were the days. So yeah, whatever you do, enjoy yourself, keep it halal. As always, Alhamdulillah, we've done it. We've made it to the end of the video. How long it is going to be, I do not know, but inshallah, hope you guys have benefited. But remember, these are the tips which I think are useful and beneficial. Some of you guys may disagree, some of you may have other ideas, but whatever you guys think, if you know any other helpful tips, leave them down in the comments below. And yeah, we've done it, guys. So you know what? How are we going to celebrate? Let's get the bell. Let's get the bell out again. Look, we've got the title. If you've been keeping up with the KSI and Logan Paul stuff, you know how Shannon Briggs says it. So you know what? We're going to get through this. We're going to get through our A levels. So let's go, champ. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. And remember to like, comment, subscribe, please. Oh, was that wood? Yeah, safe. Let's see how that looks.